because it's sort of what I do. I sort of I used to do, before I got Hercules, I used to take pictures of my feet no matter what country I was in. I should have kept that going. You know, it should have been some stupid habit I kept going, but I did. When I lived overseas and everything, I'd be at a beach in the Dominican Republic, take pictures of my feet. But no, but golf has become my standard. I will. I know they got a screening here, they got a screening later. I've got to go to Malaga tonight to open the screening there. And then catch a 4 o'clock in the morning flight. Anyway, yes.
Kevin, if you have the chance of what if in your life, would you change something?
Well, I think we all have what ifs in our life. I think there's a lot of what ifs. It's just a matter of, you know, accepting the road you're on. Because every time you turn a corner, you could have gone down a different corner. So you missed whatever those opportunities were over there. We only get that one opportunity when there could have been hundreds of opportunities. You know, so life is interesting that way. You could end up with somebody or not end up with somebody in your life, whether it's a friend or a wife or a husband that you would have had you turn a different way. It's actually a George Michael song, a different point, which is so true. It is. I mean, it is a beautiful song. It is. Yeah, and and you then you wrote it because, you know, he writes what we all feel that way. I think that's why music is such an important part of people's lives and transports you to that moment in your life. And it's weird. I mean, I think if I there could be a lot of personal what ifs. I think, but I think if anything, I wish I would have learned another language and started playing music and guitar and piano when I was like 5 years old. You know, but American education for languages, they don't require that, and they should. And even now when we're much more educated, the world has become smaller because of the internet and travel and everything. They still don't do it in our schools, which is odd to me. I mean, I think to learn another language is very important. You know, your brain and music too. I mean, I'm involved with Hootie and the Blowfish. I don't know if you guys know that group. They're very good friends of mine. I do their golf tournament the Monday after the Masters almost every year, and they raise money to keep music alive in schools. And you know, work the other side of the brain. You know, instead of just worrying about math. I mean, I think it's just as important to keep your mind open. So I think that's a big what if is music, because I fought that. I was the only one who wouldn't take piano lessons of the 5 kids. I was 7 years old, and my feet were no. You know, I wouldn't do it, and I regret it. I regret it now. So I mean, I'm trying to learn now, but as you get older, you don't learn it as easily. It's you know, your brain, you know, with all the studies they have, most of the stuff is in those first 12, 14 years of your life. In terms of, you know, the older you get, we get more impatient too. I want to be able to speak the language now. You know, instead of like a parrot. Guitar, you know, I can strum a few songs, but I know some of the notes. But I can read music a little bit, but not that well. But, you know, and I start to try to get really good at it, and I get busy with life, and I'm juggling so many things. It's hard. Oh well. Sorry for everybody who doesn't speak English. I apologize.
We'll translate.
You'll get it later. That's way too long to speak for that. I gave him such a long. I'll make him shorter this time then. Next question.
Okay, next question. Short answer.
Yes. Yes.
I'm a big fan of Spencer Tracy, Clark Gable.
Oh yeah.
And if you could transport yourself back to that era, 40s, 30s, 40s, is there any actor that you would think, I would love to work with him, or is there any part you thought, I would love to do that work with Cary Grant?
Well, I was just going to say Cary Grant. I would love to work with Cary Grant.
Yeah.
I think Cary Grant was the epitome of a classy, romantic, funny leading man.
And he could play such
He could, yeah, he could. You know, Archie Leach, right?
Yeah, oh yes, yes.
But I mean, my love of acting came from watching Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn and all that. But it was for me, it was Paul Newman that I solidified in myself and wanted to be an actor. Yeah. Oh my God.
¿Alguien necesita traducirlo? Sí. No, básicamente le han preguntado si viajara si tuviera la posibilidad de retroceder en el tiempo y viajar a épocas pretéritas de la historia del cine, ¿cuáles hubieran sido los actores con los que le hubiera gustado, digamos, participar o emular y con Paul Newman, que probablemente es su favorito.
And Sofia Loren.
Y bueno,
Put me in the 40s right now. And, Gina Lollobrigida.
I think there's a theme running through it.
Oh, yeah. No, there's a lot of I'd like to work with, I think, in that time era. I mean, it was a classier time, I think. Hollywood was more original in the 30s and 40s and the 50s with their movies, and right now it's just rewriting things that have already been done. It's kind of sad.
que ahora mismo pues, Hollywood está continuamente reescribiendo las viejas historias, lo cual bueno, de alguna manera demuestra que en aquella época se hacían grandes películas y es muy triste que ahora estén intentando pues, reescribirlas, intentando obtener la misma gloria que tenían antes de forma muy triste.
I'd like to do a play in London. I've already been asked to come on Broadway over the last couple of years a number of times to do the part of that Richard Gere played in the movie Chicago. So it really comes down to a timing issue. It's tough. Broadway theater doesn't pay a lot of money, and with 3 kids and all that kind of stuff and a mortgage, I mean, I've got to keep working. So I mean, it's tough. But from an actor standpoint, I think you wanted to say at one time you played on Broadway and played in the stage in London.
Le preguntaban si ha trabajado en Londres, en teatro, y él ha estado haciendo el papel de Billy Flynn, el personaje que hacía Richard Gere en la película Chicago. Para un actor como él, desde la perspectiva del actor, la cuestión es estar siempre, tiene que mantenerse siempre trabajando, porque tiene 3 hijos, un matrimonio, una hipoteca, y bueno, pues él tiene que estar continuamente generando trabajo, y lo bueno de actuar en Broadway es que paga muy bien. Broadway o en musicales en general les pagan muy bien.
What he said. Anything else? Yes?
Have you ever been injured while you've been filming at all?
Have I what?
Have you been injured?
Oh, injured, yeah. I get injured a lot. Hercules, certainly. I mean, the most famous one of Hercules was during the end of season 2 with Michael Hurst, doing a sword fight with me when we were just introducing Xena for the first time. And there was a move with double swords we had going where I do a spin and I crouch way down, and Michael's supposed to swing my head with. He has his eyes closed, swinging down. And you can see the picture. I mean, I've got a freeze-frame picture of that moment. And I sent it to him because he bragged about the New Zealand fencing champion that he was. And had he not hit me on the flat side of the sword, he would have killed me. Because he would have hit me there, I'd be dead. He hit me flush. I woke up in the hospital, I had a concussion. I had 9 stitches in the back of the head. To get to that spot, yeah. To get that spot, yeah. And by then, well, it's long enough to cover it up, the rest, but they had to get back there. But yeah, it wasn't good. And it was weird because just before the fight, I told Peter Bell, the stunt choreographer, I said, I'm uncomfortable with this move because a couple times I can feel it's just brushing. And Mike goes, "Oh, Mike, don't worry." And I said, "Well, I had reason to be worried, didn't I?" So, and he gave me a bottle of scotch as I don't drink scotch.
Le preguntan a Kevin que si le han herido en algún rodaje, y efectivamente en la segunda temporada de Hércules, que era la temporada en la que se presentaba al personaje de Sena actualmente, pues recibió un mal golpe con una espada que de haberse dado peor, pues bueno, pues ahora mismo no estaría aquí hablando con nosotros, pues acabó en el hospital y luego tuvo que decirle unas cuantas palabras al stunt coordinator, porque él ya veía venir que aquel movimiento con espada no pintaba muy bien desde el principio, y de hecho sí, ese momento en el que le dan el golpe, lo podéis haciendo freeze frame, lo podéis ver en el episodio en concreto.
Anything else? I guess it's you.
Federica.
Yes.
Like making a movie, like all the like Jack did one with Sharon Imagine if we could have that again.
like Bollywood movies? You mean the big dance numbers they do and all that stuff? I'm actually shooting a movie just before Christmas this year called Grace Unplugged. And you'll hear me playing guitar and singing for the first time. I'm pretty private with that, but the movie calls for it, and it's in the vein of What If. It's sort of a faith-based type of movie. I play an sort of rock and roll kind of guy, and I'm now the leader of the music program at a big church. And my daughter, at 18, Grace, has far more talent than I ever had, even though this guy had a couple of hits. But he got out of that life because he didn't like all the drugs and everything. He was just killing himself. And his daughter runs away to LA to pursue her own dream. And I say run away, she's 18, she can do what she wants, but it deals with my trying to talk her out of that and say, I want you to pursue your music career. But it's a nice movie, but it's called Grace Unplugged, and yeah, we shoot that this year.
Something like India, Bollywood, or doing some shooting with Shah Rukh Khan or something like that?
If it comes around, sure. I mean, there's a couple of projects I'm looking for. One shoots in Paris. So our little French Marseille, she'll see that I could be in Paris shooting this movie. It deals with, I play the uncle of Van Gogh. It's very much like, what's the English thing they always do? Merchant Ivory, or whatever it's called. They do the really heavy sort of, old English with the 1700s, 1800s. It's that kind of feel to it. It's a pretty cool script. We'll see what happens. They've been talking for a while about it, and also there's been talk from Rome to do an American-Italian co-production shooting in the south of Spain. If that happens, I can be living here for 5 years. So we'll see. Lots of things juggling.
No digas eso.
What do you think?
She says not to translate the last thing.
Don't tell people?
Federica le estaba preguntando a Kevin acerca de participación en proyectos musicales tipo Bollywood y bueno, pues ha relatado a continuación como una serie de proyectos en los que
Sounds good.
involucrado.
I said it sounds good. Beautiful language.
Y finalmente ha habido un momento que me han interrumpido, con lo cual me he quedado un poco perdido, pero al final lo que viene a decir es que Kevin, uno de los próximos proyectos que se está valorando es una producción internacional entre unos estudios de Roma, etcétera, donde es posible que si las cosas acaban encajando de la manera que él espera, se tenga que venir un tiempo a vivir aquí al sudeste